Do you like grungy, rundown builds? Do you like trashy builds? Or do you just like simple, nostalgic, maybe low-income, realistic builds? I'm going to show you my favorite CC items that I like to use to achieve that aesthetic in my game, and even some vanilla game items. By putting all of these items into the same video, I'm not saying that low income is grungy or rundown or trashy, but all of these styles fall under the same category for the sake of this video, and that category is styles that we don't get enough of in the Sims community. I love beautiful, pristine builds as much as anyone, but like many of you, I appreciate the more realistic side of things, and honestly, I think we don't have enough creators that provide that kind of vibe, but I do. I bring the trash and I bring the grunge, and I'm gonna show you how you can too. For the most part, this is going to be a CC showcase, but if you stick around till the end, I'll show you some vanilla game items that you can use to make your save more realistic. As you guys can see, I've gotten this huge lot in Newcrest, and I filled it up with CC rooms and some debug items, and some other like random items thrown in there so I can show you guys all the things that I use to make my game look more realistic or to make builds look more grungy or run down. Also just plain like low income nostalgic items that maybe you guys have grown up with, and I know I grew up with a lot of these items and they're really nostalgic to me and I really love to use them. So I know it looks like a little bit of a mess right now, but there's like an organization to this chaos, so let's get started. We're gonna start off with Cheap and Chipped by Sibylette. I placed down a couple of items from their other CC pack called Love is in the Air, and I'll show you those in a second, but this pack is really great. All of the stuff is really like grungy. There's clean swatches of everything, but there's also dirty and like torn swatches of everything, and these are really great items for like rundown builds in general, or even just like your first apartment or, you know, stuff like that. I'm not going to go through every single swatch of everything in this video because we would be here for days. So I'm just gonna kind of like summarize everything for you guys. So here are the bathroom items. There's a toilet with no lid, a toilet paper roll that's empty, the sink that comes in rusty swatches as well as just clean swatches, and that's how most of these items are. There's going to be clean swatches and grungy, dingy ones. I really like to use this shower and this sink in my builds. You guys might have noticed that I use them a lot, and also the calendar from this pack I like a lot too. This mirror also comes in a like broken, messed up swatch. And these items here on the floor, like these clothing items, these are from the Love is in the Air kit that they released, and most of that kit isn't really run down or grungy or anything like that, but I like these items just to add a little bit of mess to my builds. Over here we have the apartment doors, and these come in a clean brand new version and a used old like scratched up grungy version, which is the one on the right, and there are several swatches of these as well. Over here I just placed down one of the counters from the game to showcase the stove that comes with this set. Also comes in like rusty, dirty swatches. And then over here we have this fold-up table with a chair, and if you have Eco Lifestyle, you'll see that these chairs are very similar to the ones from that pack. There's also an unfolded version of the table. And then over here we have the couch, which comes in torn and grungy swatches. And these beds here are separated from the box springs, so you can use just the box spring if you want to, which is typically what I do. I use this box spring and I use a different bed from a different pack just because I'm not a huge fan of the beds that come with this pack. I like the plain white swatch, but the other ones are all like very colorful and quilted. There's also this little side table and this storage box. There is a torn rug that reminds me a lot of the Werewolves rugs. And then there's the floors as well. There's like chipped and cracked tiles, and then there's these items that you can place on the floor that make it look like more broken pieces of the tile or the wood flooring. So yeah, that's all from the Cheap and Chipped pack. The walls that I used in this build are from the Lovestruck expansion, and I really like them. I'm so happy that EA seems to be caring a little bit more about what we want in our games, and that's like grungy and like dirty stuff. Not everything has to be so perfect all the time and modern, you know? Oh, and I almost forgot to show you this too. There are 3 swatches of this torn wallpaper decoration. There's that one, and this one here with like the... I forgot what this is called. I don't know if this is called like lath or something like that, but yeah, it's like the wood behind the wallpaper and stuff. So yeah, that's the cheap and chipped set. I really love that one. This next room, you'll notice, is really, really crowded. And a lot of you might already be familiar with this pack, but this is the Nostalgia Living Stuff by A Winged Llama. This creator has made so much awesome CC, and it's some of the stuff that I use the most in my games, especially when I'm going for like early 2000s builds or like 90s vibes, because this pack is absolutely perfect for all of that. It's got this old like tube TV, VHS tapes, like a cable box, all of these like entertainment centers are very much things that I remember people having in their houses growing up. Even the fireplaces with this like gold kind of glass protector in the front. Yeah, I'll just kind of show you guys like all the furniture in general. They've got some cool items, like this lamp here has a wire attached to it, so you just like place it up against the wall pretty much and it looks like it's plugged into the wall. There's a couple of these fans. One of them is like a tabletop one and the other one's a floor fan. This old lamp. This ceiling fan is like, to this day I see ceiling fans like this and I love it. There's this pile of books, like some old curtains, and I believe that the curtains come in similar kind of like, maybe not the same patterns, but similar vibes to the couches and stuff. So there's like plain ones and there's like checkered patterns. And then all of these wallpapers are also part of this pack too. This is like sponge painting. I remember that was like a big thing in the early 2000s. People would use sponges to paint their walls. And then there's like these older wallpapers and the carpet as well. There's like a shag one over here, which is awesome for like 80s builds. Over here there's like a PlayStation and like more TV stands and stuff. All of these really cool picture frames. This artwork all comes in a bunch of different swatches, like very tacky, flowery, like grandma's house kind of stuff, and I love it. And then there's the couches, and this is a separate item here. It's a blanket that snaps onto the couch, and these pillows as well that you can move around however you want. And like I said, there's a lot of swatches, but you know, there's plain, there's the checkered prints, and then there's also some like very flowery, old school, very nostalgic looking ones. There's this ceiling light here, and these blinds are like one of my top used window decorations, especially the broken ones. I really like the broken ones. And these come in some like wood swatches as well as the dingy kind of white and the plain white. I forgot to mention that I also really love the wall outlets and this outlet with the extension cord or power strip plugged into it. I think that's a really nice touch, and all of these like fake plants are awesome too. Over here there's like a pile of magazines in all sorts of different swatches, and there's the remote controller and a coaster. In this next building, which is very liminal and empty, except for all the bathroom furniture on the walls, we've got a lot more of A Winged Llama's nostalgia stuff, and this time it's going to be bathroom and kitchen stuff. So we've got this walk-in shower, which is very cool. I like it a lot. I have a little bit, like, you have to kind of use like the alt key to place it. You have to sort of alt place it to get it like to snap in, or else it cuts into the wall a little bit. And then this toilet here may look like a normal toilet, but it has these swatches and I'm obsessed. I freaking love this like wooden toilet seat. That's so funny. Then we have this very plain builder grade vanity and the cabinets that match it, and a very plain mirror, and this radio also with the plug. I love A Winged Llama coming in with the plugs for all their electronics. And then there's this little hairbrush over here too, and this sink is also from this like bathroom pack. And then there's also this shower, which is a very basic and simple shower, and I like it a lot. I really like to use this one in my builds. Over here we have a few of their kitchen items. This one is the vintage cabinetry, which has all those like different pieces. You know, I love this like style of the wood here, like these little these little edges, like the little decorated edges. That's super retro. I don't think there's any other swatch to these vintage cabinets. Like, this is the only swatch that they have. They don't come in like different colors or anything, but they're perfect. I love them the way that they are. And then there is this fridge here. These are the only two swatches of this fridge, so you either get a plain or one full of like magnets and stickers and photos and stuff. Over here we have the Well-Loved cabinets by A Winged Llama, and these are all like the different styles of cabinets. This is like a big one of those big long ones. This is a whole like separate piece that you put the stove into, and there's also like a counter in there that needs the oven to snap into it. And then this kitchen sink here is by Leaf Motif. I forgot what it's called. Retro Remix sink. And it's just full of dirty dishes. So I really like that one. I like to have that little bit of realism, like, because you can't just place dishes in the sink. It like gets in the way and stuff. And this is completely functional. The Sims can still use the sink. Those are just like decorative. And then as for the walls and the flooring in here, these are also by A Winged Llama and come with their either kitchen or bathroom pack. I'm not sure, but one of those two. And it's kind of like dingy and like a little bit messed up in some corners and like dirty and stuff. This kitchen set over here is like one of my absolute favorites now. I use it a lot, and honestly, I want to use it all the time. I have to like force myself not to use it. It's called the Santa Clara Kitchen by, I believe that's Portuguese, so it's Saudade Sims, and I really, really love this kitchen set. Oh my god, I know I already said that, but there's so many different pieces. Like, this is a whole separate counter type. This is a whole separate counter type. This sink comes like in this entire piece like that. There's also upper ones. I forgot to place them down. But there are upper ones that are just shelves too, and I really like those. And I don't know if there's other yeah, like this. Like, there's like the edge section. So this looks really cool with like plants in it, or, you know, like some cans or whatever. Dishes, I don't know. And these come in a million different swatches. There's a bunch of like wood grain swatches, and then there's like flat painted swatches as well. The only problem with these is that they came out years ago, I think, so they needed a batch fix through the Sims 4 Studio. And if you don't know how to deal with that, if you go and download these from the original creator, you're going to have to do that batch fix, or else they're going to be unusable in your game. They're going to be totally non-functional and just decorative pretty much. So I did the batch fix, and I'm going to put the entire pack with all the cabinets and everything batch fixed into a folder and put it up on my Patreon for download. Of course, like, not taking any credit for this, but a lot of people don't know how to do that, and I want everybody to be able to use these because these are really cool. The next batch of CC that I'm going to show you is by a creator called Freak, and these are all Life is Strange conversions from the game, so they take assets from that game and convert them into Sims items. Only a couple that I know of this creator's items are actually functional. Most of them are just purely decorative. So a couple of the functional ones that I have are these two couches here. This couch comes in several swatches. And this is just the perfect, like, grandparent couch. It just looks like it smells musty and like an ashtray, maybe. I don't know, I really like this one, and this one's not so much run down, but it's pretty realistic looking, and I like how it comes with all the pillows and like the throw blanket and stuff. It doesn't have any more swatches, just this one. And your Sims can sit on it and use it like a regular couch, but they do clip through the ottoman a little bit, which is fine with me. I just think it looks cool. And then all this stuff over here is Life is Strange items by Freak as well. And these aren't even all of the items that I have by them. These are just a few of like my favorite ones to use. So there's like a whole bunch of like open luggage with clothes inside of it and like books and stuff. There's some dirty dishes over here, some like thrown about scarves, and these are like a Walkman type of thing, and like wires and stuff, books. They just have a lot of cool items for you to like clutter up your builds. And then these are also by them. I just separated them because they're a little bit different, but these are like Grocery bags, obviously. I really like to put these in kitchens to make the kitchen look more used and lived in. And all of these like piles of boxes are really great, especially if you're doing some kind of storyline where your sim just moved in and hasn't unpacked everything yet, or maybe just for like a storage room or garage or something. Over here is the PC by Max 20. There's only like 2 items by Max 20 that I added to this video because I think that they're really good for these like more realistic kinds of builds and like a little bit nostalgic too. So this like old kind of 2000s computer, 90s computer with all the sticky notes is really cute, and it comes in a few different swatches like colored sticky notes and stuff and sticky note free ones. And then the other item, well actually 2, this one here is also by Freak, and this one is by Max 20 from their like garage pack, I think. I'll link it obviously. But it's just kind of like a little old beat up car with some duct tape holding the bumper together, and I really like it. And of course the rusty pickup truck. The pickup truck doesn't have any other swatches, just this one, and this has a few different swatches, just different colors, but they all have that like duct tape on the bumper, and I think it's really cute. Over here I've placed down a few items by Sforcinda, and they actually separate a lot of items from existing game packs. So these items here are all from the Werewolves pack, I believe, and they've been separated from like a debug building from the pack. Same with this rusty old air conditioner over here, and this bed is the eco lifestyle bed without the box spring part. It's just the mattress, and I actually put it on top of the cheap and chipped mattress to show how you can use it, and I think that looks really grungy and cool. These chairs here are called the Lajos chairs. Lajos, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and I'm probably butchering it, but these are kind of like the eco lifestyle chairs, but there's like this kind of wicker one, and then there's just like more swatches of a plain one. And then these windows are also separated from Werewolf stuff, and so is this. I like to use these to board up windows. If I'm making like an abandoned build or something, I'll just put them over the windows. There's a few different types of them. And then these windows, I have all 3 swatches here. There's the clean one all the way on the right, there's the one with the cobwebs in the middle, and then on the left there is the cracked glass one. And these come in a ton of swatches as well. But my favorite ones to use are just the plain default swatches because they look like those old houses with aluminum framed windows, like single pane, really drafty windows. So I really like to use those for like older homes. And then the last batch of CC that I'm going to show before we move on to like debug and game items is going to be the Filthy Fabulous collection by Ravishing. And what's really cool about these items is that they're pretty much all functional, and they're perfect if you're into rags to riches gameplay, or if you want more realistic items for your Sims to go camping with, or off-grid lifestyle stuff. Whatever it is that you're into, these are really cool items to have. So this mailbox is like a public mailbox, but it's functional as your Sim's mailbox, so you can have it on their lot to make it look like it's not really theirs and they're just going and getting mail out of that public mailbox. This table over here is a table that we're all very used to seeing, especially at like parties or like camping situations. This is functional as a stool, I believe, so they can sit on it, and it's just a milk crate. I like that a lot. This fridge actually works. This bucket with a toilet seat on it is freaking awesome. They sell these for camping, like if you're really into camping and you want to like have a little makeshift toilet. They have these little toilet seats that'll go on buckets, and you know, they've got the toilet paper roll there and everything, and it's bagged, so your Sim can use the bathroom and it'll fill up after a few uses, and then they have to like pack up the bag and throw it away in the trash. This is a shower, like a really primitive rigged up shower with, it's just like a bucket of water, and it's functional. These little items over here, we've got like a rat trap, mouse trap type of thing. This pizza box, like with like pizza crusts and grease all over it, is actually a pet food bowl, so your pets can eat out of that. This, I believe, is a toy box for kids that you have living in whatever situation that this is. So it's functional, and they can go over there and pull toys out of it and stuff. And this is like a little robot toy made out of tin cans. There's a tin can little flower pot and this pine cone toy, which I'm actually not sure if it's for kids or for animals, but either way, that's pretty funny and cute. And there's this radio too, which is functional. Over here we have like a more beat up old duct tape version of the punching bag. There's this bus stop sign. I don't know if this is functional for anything, but I think it looks cool, so I put it here. And there is this grill, like this barrel fire grill that's functional too. And then over here, this is a little shelter that I put together with all the items. There is a pallet bed and a cardboard box bed. And there are swatches of this cardboard box bed with like tape and spray paint and like dirt on it and stuff. And your sim can use both of these to sleep on. These clotheslines act as barriers, so your sim or other sims can't walk through here. And this will be their little shelter. And this is a functional shelter because it has this invisible thing that you place, and it makes it so your sim's stuff doesn't get wet and your sim can be like sheltered under this tarp here. So I thought that was really cool. And you just kind of have to like put all this together piece by piece. It doesn't just come like all put together like this. For those of you who are on console or your laptop already sounds like an airplane taking off when you play the game and you don't want to download CC, or maybe you just don't want to download CC anyway, here are items from the game itself that you can use to make your builds and neighborhoods look a little bit more interesting. Some of these are from debug and live edit, so you'll have to put in these cheat codes in the cheat console before you can access these items. Over here I've placed down some base game ones. So these telephone poles are base game that you can find in the live edit menu, and these chain link fences are also base game. And I use these a lot in my builds. If you guys don't know, I'm sure you've seen. I size them down one sometimes, or I'll leave them like this actual size. And if you go through the catalog in live edit, you'll actually find the post that's separated from the chain link fence too. So if you put like two pieces down and you want to end it, there's like a post that goes right at the end as well. And then there are just these like little commercial kinds of items for community builds and stuff, like these newspaper stands, the mailbox, hydrant. This flamingo is really great, like especially if you're building like a mobile home or a kind of desert style home, because I feel like that's like a necessity. These street signs are really cool for you to put like on your lots too, like near the streets, to make it look a little bit more urban. There's cars, of course, in the debug menu. A lot of people don't seem to know that. I've had people ask me where I get the vehicles in my builds, and they're just from live edit or debug. There's a lot of them in the base game, but there's also more of them in other packs, in that pack's like debug section too. On these telephone poles, I've also had people ask me how I get the power lines. These are from the Journey to Batuu live edit section. I'm gonna show you what it looks like in the catalog because it looks really weird if I can just get in. Okay. So when you're looking through the catalog, these power lines are just gonna look like these random black messes in the catalog, so you're not gonna realize that it's that unless you click on it, pull it out, and raise it. And so there's this one that's like kind of messy and hanging down, and then there is the plain long one that I use as well. I have them both up here for you guys to see. And this is just really cool to place on builds in my opinion, because it makes like if you have a whole street with a bunch of these, it's gonna make it look like a real life street, you know? I really like this locker over here from Batuu, even though that these are like robot parts or something. It just looks grungy and cool if you're making a garage or some kind of like storage room or something. This wire here will like go up against a wall and look like something's plugged in. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously all this trash. These ones I believe are from Werewolves, as well as this one I think. And then there are some from the Eco Lifestyle pack. This one like comes with all the trash like put together already. The dumpster, obviously, if you have Eco Lifestyle, you know there's a dumpster, and it's really cool because you can go dumpster diving. Yeah, so that's like all the trashy stuff, and I like to put these trash bags or these trash piles near the trash cans if I'm making like a rundown build, or like I want it to be messy or something. I'll put the trash cans out front, and then I'll put these like trash piles near the trash can, just to make it look a little bit more unruly and messy, like the sim just, you know, toss the trash out over there. Oh, which actually reminds me, this video is going to be so unorganized, oh my god. I forgot to put down an item from this Ravishing Filthy Fabulous pack. Because these aren't all the items, these are just some of my favorite ones. So it's just a trash bag, but it's storage. So your sim can actually store things in this trash bag, and that'll be like their little bag that they carry everywhere to take their stuff with them. And then this hamper as well functions as a dresser. So your sim can just keep all their clothes in the hamper, and that's where they'll go and like change their outfit or whatever. Over here I have some more, not base game, but vanilla game options for you to make things look a little bit more grungy and run down and beat up. All of the ones on this wall are from the Vampires pack. So there's like wall cracks and like stains and just damage, all sorts of wall damage. And then all the ones on this wall are from the For Rent pack. So it's like mold and just like grunginess. I like to put these underneath the air conditioner sometimes, because you know how air conditioners get like, they're like leaky and they're dripping water all the time. So that just looks like it's been like dripping and getting dirty and nobody's cleaned it. You know, I like adding that little bit to my builds to make it a little bit more realistic. These gross splashes over here are from Strangerville, and these couple of wall damage pieces are from the Basement Treasures kit. These floor puddle things are from Strangerville as well. This one here with the paw prints is from the Cats and Dogs pack, and these like thrown paper things, like these classified papers, are all from Strangerville as well. This one, I'm not sure if it's, yeah, this one is from the Cats and Dogs. It's not base game, it's Cats and Dogs. Over here I just have these because I wanted to show that this chair and table combo from the Eco Lifestyle pack is very similar to the Cheap and Chipped CC table and chair. So if you can't or don't want to have CC, this is a really good option if you want to get the Eco Lifestyle pack. I think that these are from the debug section, or they're like, you gotta like ignore unlocks or something like that, because they have to be unlocked, I think. This is from City Living, I believe. Yeah, so the folding chair is from City Living, and then I absolutely love that they gave us this chair with For Rent, because this is like the ultimate plain, boring, realistic outdoor chair. Everybody has had these plastic chairs in their lives, so I really like to use these ones in my game, especially this like off-white one. There's like a dirty, like kind of been outside in the rain for too long kind of swatch too. And then I forgot to mention these air conditioning units. This one here is from the Strangerville, I think debug, and then this one is like a functional item from For Rent. That comes in clean swatches, like all brand new and pristine, and then there's like the rusty, dirty old swatches too that I really like. Oh, and actually, while we're here and I'm remembering, Lovestruck just came out, and I got it because I saw like a select few items in it that I really liked, and one of the items was this fan. I absolutely love this fan. I think it's so cool, and it's going to be perfect for some of these like older, grungier builds that I like to build as well. These two trailers that I have placed down over here, these are from the Strangerville pack from the live edit. And I think that they're really cool to have either in the driveway of a house or to use in a campground or like a trailer park type of situation. I like both of these. I think there might be other swatches of them as well, but these two are my favorite. This is from the live edit menu of Strangerville as well. I think it's like a really cute little picket fence, and no rundown or like old school house is complete without the not a satellite, whatever it's called. I love this on the roof. I don't know, I think it just adds like some cool realism to it and like a little bit of character to the outside of the home as well. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned about some new CC that you can go out and download, or maybe some cool live edit and debug things that you didn't know existed and you can start using in your game to make them a little bit more realistic and grungy and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time. Bye! If you enjoy my content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, and Patreon to keep up with everything I post. Big shout out to all of my awesome Patreon supporters, you guys are the best.